What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Hytale gameplay, and this time we're going to be defeating the Ender Dragon in Hytale. So the date today is the 23rd of April, and I am recording video 2 days before I'm supposed to be uploading it, because I have a couple good ideas of what I should be uploading, but as the lazy ass that I am regularly, I have to make the whole video preparation before even I record anything. And because I have to record a lot of things, I'm probably not going to be able to even get the video done on time. And that's a bit of a downer for me personally, because I really want to have my videos done on time and not have to worry about having to upload filler like this on the day where I could be uploading a good video. But I think that's just how it's gonna have to be, and I'm gonna have to deal with it as well as also everyone's gonna have to deal with it. Sorry about it. Low quality content. But particularly the reason that I'm recording today is because I want to probably give the light to a script of a video that I'm probably not gonna go down to do and not really get down to do. And I do have a lot of cool things already prepared, but I'm probably not gonna get down to making the other one. So I want to do this 1, 2, 3. There will be a block here. No, it's okay. I have no fall damage. So the video that I had prepared, it's a script that I wrote 1 year ago, and it was, I believe it's on the first anniversary of the death of Concord, and the title of this script is quite literally Concord Appreciation. And that's the reason why I want to just show it outright in the most nothing video ever, because I ended up realizing probably partly way through as I was writing it that it was just gonna be the most nothing video, and it was just probably gonna be me rambling about the most nothing thing on the most nothing video game ever to exist. But yeah, so exactly 1 year after shutting down, considered the biggest gaming failure at the time with allegedly $400 million in funding, along with 8 years of development, the so-called future of Sony seemed to go dark in just a matter of days. Since today, I had the great idea to start researching a bit more into Concord and the Mother Wave. No, even my script is a mess. Why the fuck these are like personal notes. I have it in the middle of the script. My obsession with Concord started just a month before I even started making this script. Still a year long after the nail closed the coffin. I was playing Quake Live Racing when all of a sudden I get an itch, like something urges me to watch some gameplay of the defunct gem. There is where United G's videos find me. It looks like I haven't missed much, definitely. Colorful and strikingly unique HUD that captures me just by design. It is really hard to not try to draw relatives of whatever you see with literally any other game that you probably already played. But it was after finishing the playlist that I decided to revisit some of the few videos documenting it since being available and after its closure. Penguin Zero, or better known as Moist Critical, has one of the only series of videos documenting it, thoroughly in 6 videos, starting from closed beta to release and the aftermath. The so-called Concord Saga by Critical Chronicles. Even after watching all of that, I still don't feel like I missed out on much, other than I didn't get to try it to really say if it was at least good in gameplay or not by my own standards. But then, it is when I discovered the outside media related with the game. A spin-off episode in Amazon Prime, the game cinematics, the poor performing marketing videos that they showed as trailers. There is where it clicked. What if the death of Concord was part of greater good? What if all of the big companies dominating the gaming industries are failing to innovate? Or what if the consumers are to blame for the failure of pieces of media, products, and service like this? Is it about pure luck?
This is a harder flop than my cock under your mother's chin.
And it's a really stupid script. That's all that I wrote about it. But why I love it is because in the script, I did not really prepare all of the things that I actually found. But so what I discovered about the game after it got shut down, it was really funny. Because apparently the plan that they had in order to keep the game running was to make it continue the live service game, but continue it in a way that it was how do I say this? They wanted to replicate the Overwatch success of a game that was mostly story driven, or like driven by the characters that it featured, But they failed massively in doing this. And there is just one simple reason why they failed massively in doing this. Number one, a lot of people do draw that, tell or say that it was the design of the characters that just fucked them entirely. And I would understand why. The characters' designs were really just like kind of awful. And it's not their fault totally. At least not totally, really. This is a part that people don't do. I think don't understand about game development, and this is part of where the video was going to be leading to. That if this game was in development hell for 8 years, and the end result was what we ended up seeing, like, what the fuck were they doing? Like, it's a serious question. Like, if this is the end result of 8 years of development, what the fuck were they doing? Like, everyone knows the story of how Team Fortress 2 was like in this 9 years of development hell. They were originally going to be Team Fortress 2 was originally going to be like a game of war, a war simulator actually. But they ended up rolling that idea entirely and taking it more into back into what Team Fortress Classic was. And so they went back into that idea. They gave it a unique art style, and they redefined pretty much every role in the game. And they did that perfectly. Anyone that played Team Fortress 2 in the last decade knows that they captured this idea perfectly. The illusion of teamwork, the fact that the art style can still shine through even despite the initiatification of cosmetics in that game. I don't think there is anyone that talked about the death of Concord that actually talked about this. That the game was in development hell, and this is probably the best thing that they came up with after being in 8 years of development. And it is something that I wanted to highlight, but I also don't have a real way to prove that this was the best thing that they had. All of the sketches, all of the information, all of the plans that they had for the future of Concord, all of the cinematics, all of the future media, everything is now on a lock, on a vault inside one of one of Sony's servers, and it's never gonna see the light of the day ever again. And it's and another cool question that we have with that is if if Marathon is gonna be following the same steps as Concord, or is it gonna succeed in any way? And if you ask me about that, I don't think that's the case, because for the people that don't know, Marathon was supposed to be one of these other games that Sony had lined up to be part of its live service portfolio, because Sony doesn't have on its portfolio live service games under its name. They have some PlayStation exclusive games so far, but that exclusivity is not even the whole thing that brings the profit on those games. So we got the Seven Deadly Sins released recently, and it's not like it's the best game of the year. Like I have not played it. I could not care less about that game. I really could not play it even if I wanted to. But the important part about that is that I think this is one of the games that they had planned for their investing portfolio on live service games. They really wanted to get into the live service games because they will generate a lot of money on the long term. They already have invested a lot of into the Concord, and this is what they wanted to have in return. So it only makes sense that they want Marathon to thrive, despite being not only a paid game that is also going to offer in-game transactions, but it's a really high cost of entry game. And this industry has seen no shortage of games that as soon as they go pay to play, they die instantly, or they just never get an audience. And I know that because I've been playing I was gonna say Half-Life. No, Last Flag. It's a game that I've been waiting for since the Game Awards, and I was just not able to get into the playtest because I was just busy. So I played Last Flag. It's one of the games that I expected, that I wanted to play since I saw it, just because I think, oh, it looks kind of cool. Like it has a good concept of gameplay that will make it not repetitive as soon as you start, as soon as you get like two hours in to the game. And it really is a cool concept. I really would recommend trying it. If you're up to pay the toll price, of course. I know not everyone would do. And there is an argument already that I saw that was already sprawling in their Discord. And I really wanted to give a comment on it, but I also don't want to make a whole video just shitting on the game, because I do have my comment on things that could be done better in that game, but I also don't want to make just an outright negative review of the game. That's another issue that I have for making videos in this channel, is that if I'm going to make a review on a game specifically, I want it to be something positive. I really don't want to highlight all of the negatives, when especially a game could be filled with mostly negatives. Like literally last afternoon, I spent my whole afternoon playing Last Flag. It was cool, it was a blast, but there are definitely some things that they could be working on, and they're treating it as a live service game, which again is technically a downer, considering that a lot of the cool content that we're going to be seeing for that game will not be there on release. We're going to have the base game, then we're going to have the rest of the cool shit, or the development of the whole story or the lore be done as the game gets updated and shit. That's a whole ordeal of this live services game. And whether you like it or not, it's the strategy that a lot of games are going for right now. Because number one, it's something that would, in theory, print money on the long term. And it's technically better than just offering a game for one upfront price and then just leaving it to rot. But then the other thing is that a lot of these games turn into predatory practices like daily missions or like daily logins and shit. And I got the word that apparently but I think it was Peggy now has this classification for games that if it includes any amount of minimal predatory practice, like daily missions or anything like that, it will mark the game as 18 plus, or I think 16 plus. But 16 plus is already better than 12 plus in a game that could technically be E plus 10. And I know that a lot of people don't read the Peggy things. I know that the parents for sure don't do, because for what other reason would we have 8-year-olds that play GTA and scream on the mic in GTA? But it is inherently a good thing, because it means that the industry is catching up to these things. It means that people are getting aware of the practices that live services games are running into to keep their players interested, at least the more darker ones. So Last Flag has the same plan that pretty much every other live service game has had in the last 10 years. So it's going to be releasing characters, and I believe they already have teased just in the 2 weeks that they have been totally open to the public. By open to the public, I mean $10 payment. But by this time, I think they already have revealed that there is going to be coming one map and one new contestant. And yes, it is a contestant. It's not going to be a hero or legend. It's a contestant. And I kind of like that part of Last Flag that they did, that they kind of copied the same style of the finals, about it being like a game show. But also the presenter is a bit annoying, because it's it's pretty much promoting you like a family exterminator or something in the middle of your game. And it can be a little bit annoying, but it has a charm. It definitely has a charm. And so the game feels a little bit bare bones. I really don't know how, despite already having like 2 play tests that I was not able to join to, it still feels a little bit bare bones. Like, I feel like, yes, they made balance changes just before getting into release, but I still feel like the game feels a little bit bare bones. I feel like it doesn't feel any different from the playtest, from what I have gathered so far. But apart from that, the game is actually okay. If you want to play it, I would recommend it entirely. Not totally nothing against it. It's a really chill game. It has a cool vibe. I really liked it. I definitely do not have anything bad to say about it. It is definitely a game. I know it's still technically a work in progress. This is technically a live service and it just started. But this is where I'm going. That's why I'm showing the example of something like Last Flag and something like Gigantic, that despite being released on a high price tag on release, and it's also going to have in-game purchases, it's something only for the people that not only can afford it, but something for the people that I feel only know about the project. And that is also one of the things that have killed... Oh, the portal. That is one of the things that also a lot of people mentioned that have killed Concord. And I'm totally on board with that. I definitely don't have any counter argument for that. In this era, in the era of live service games, it is a great risk to release a game as a paid product. Even the people from Team Fortress 2 can attest that, because that is the sole reason why they made their game free to play, because they expected their growth to just go exponential as soon as they go free to play, because they know that the game was already known. They just wanted to make the game more accessible. And Overwatch as well. Although Overwatch took a little more time, and I think it was until Overwatch 2 that they made it free to play. But Overwatch 2 already had this model set in stone, and a lot of people wanted to take a little bit from it. But the difference is that Overwatch had the great luck to be a big hit at its time, because it was already through development, and they just took a different direction at some point with the assets that they already had. And I think it was just like a 3-year development for Overwatch after Project Talon. I might be wrong, so definitely double check about this. I believe it was Project Talon for like 2 years before it started getting into Overwatch. So they grabbed everything that they worked on that, and they just changed the direction entirely, and they struck gold. They definitely struck gold, inspired by Team Fortress 2, and everyone knows about this story. That and at the moment when everyone thought that this was just a TF2 ripoff, and everyone called Overwatch a TF2 ripoff, like there was no way to just justify it as a ripoff. Like, it got so much better than Overwatch, and a lot of people also take the credit from Team Fortress 2 that it was the better Overwatch at this time. It fucking wasn't. Bless you. And a lot of people just don't know about the real state of how Team Fortress was. And definitely I'm not the most qualified person to talk about this. Sesti Jesus already made a lot of videos about the real state of Team Fortress 2, how it was before the arrival of Overwatch even. So there was literally no contest. Overwatch just got there at the point where the Team Fortress people needed it. That is the reason why it struck gold, not for anything else. The game did have a lot of cool things to go for it, but the main thing that made it popular at that time it was just that it was the better Team Fortress at that point, just for the pure sake of gameplay, and that's it. Basically, the constant battle that every single live service game has been going through in the last couple of years, not only of recent development in gaming and tendencies of how games have been developed, but it's just in general. Every single game has to go through this hoops and loops in order to catch an audience, capitalize off of that audience, and still maintain themselves relevant throughout their life, and at least maintain a relevancy throughout their launch. Because if they don't have any relevancy during their launch, they're not going to retain any more people. There is rarely any game that gets revived time after it gets deceased. And Gigantic is one of those rare cases. I think you can still put up your own server. You just have to get like 8 people so you can start one match. And I believe there are still people that get organized in order to get for that. But Gigantic was a really cool game. Definitely no denying on that. It was a more simplified MOBA, and I really liked it at the time because it had flashy colors. It had the cool cell shading that everyone loves and shit. Cool rocks. But the problem that they had, I believe, that it was licensing issues because it was under Microsoft, but also the company that was developing it at the time was also killed by Microsoft. I cannot recall that history very well. You can also double check fact on that. But the most important matter of fact of that is that the game got killed at some point, and then another, I believe it was Gearbox that picked it up, revived it, repackaged it, and it had a little bit of hope for some time because the game quite literally got revived, something that you don't see with literally any other game. And it got revived, but they also made the great mistake of pleasing the people too much, because they wanted to make this thing of just you have to only pay once, only pay for the your entry to the game, and don't pay anything more. There was not going to be any in-game transactions, but the game was not going to be free. And they thought that they could survive off of that, but that was just the big mistake that they could make in the big 2024, 2025, I think it was, when it was re-released. And also, zero hate on Gigantic. I think a lot of people will misinterpret that I'm trying to hate off the games that I talk about. Absolutely not. That's not what any of this is. I definitely don't try to hate on games just because I want to hate. I want to talk positive about them. That's the reason that I'm talking about them, and why I'm bringing light on how other games are being treated for this also. But that was also probably where the script that I was doing was leading to, because for some games, they have the rare luck of just striking gold as soon as they get released. And this is one of the things that I talked with one of my friends that, he told me about this, that the Suika game, the game where you get fruits together in a base and you just combine them together. And they start, and the whole point of that game is just get high scores. It's quite literally the most arcade game you could get for a Nintendo eShop. It's the most arcade game you could have for modern times. Quite literally, you just have to get a lot of points and show off, and that's it. And I don't remember the exact argument that my friend made here, but the argument that he just made it's that the most unknown game that kind of struck gold quite literally by chance, and it got picked up by quite literally every streamer on Earth for quite literally no reason other than luck. And that if they see one of the big streamers playing this game, then other people are going to be playing also this game, and everyone is going to be the first ones to claim that, oh no, I was playing this game first before that guy, and so maybe I deserve the credit for making it famous or something. When it's not that's not how it works. And so going back to Concord, Concord had the bad luck to be a paid live service game in the Big 25, Big 24. I even keep forgetting when the Big 24. Oh, it's weird lighting again. Oh, I thought this was the shadow from the wall. Oh, dude. Okay, I need to say one thing. Morty. I cut the video. Cut the video right there. So this is one thing that I have a lot of complaints about. As a content creator and just as an average player, I really hate that these shadows, you cannot get rid of them. Like, not only do you have these ambient occlusion shadows that appear on every single corner of the thing, but also there is no feasible way that you can do a green screen of your own character, because there is also your own shadow that is projecting on everything. The shadow of everything that is on the world is also just going to be projecting in there. And the funny thing about this is that there is a setting for full bright. And even if you have this option turned on for full bright, if this loads, there we go. So you get full bright. Do you see any difference? You probably didn't. Let's try making the world at nighttime. So there's still a cast shadow. And this is because of the position of the moon inside of the game. And like the moon is coming from here. And this is like one of the matters, that the moon is like not perfectly placed on where like the shadows are casting. But let's turn full bright on. You see the issue here. So as someone that actually uses green screens, and it's so glad that can have green screens in games, this is so annoying. I just wanted to say that. I hope that this video gets to Simon and we get it fixed like tomorrow. Or we have an option to at least turn off these shadows, because even if you put the game at low quality, where even the shadows are low quality, there is no way to just turn this off. Concord made the big mistake of making a paid game, a paid live service game. Concord made the mistake of making not only making little to no marketing, but spending a lot of money just in development hell. Because a lot of people also criticize the idea that it just seems like Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff that came in so late. It would have been a good idea if it came a little bit before Guardians of the Galaxy had a more presence in media, because then it would have been an okay ripoff, considering that it had a plan in order to continue growing. That was doing the same thing like Overwatch did, but they actually had like cinematics, like lore cinematics every single week. But you know how much time that lasted? Yeah, the same time that Concord also lasted. That was, I believe, just 3 weeks. And so they only had 3 cinematics and nothing more. But I believe also one of the cinematics that was also gonna come right before the game died also got released in that subreddit. And so it shows that they did have a plan to to build a relationship within the characters and everything. So everything within the launch of this game was totally awful. They had a good plan. I respect that they had a great backing from Sony if they actually allowed them to lost level episodes and everything. So they did have a plan. I do respect that, but I do not respect the fact that they not only flopped it so hard, made a studio that got closed right after release, pretty much. But I respect the hustle. They tried, but they failed massively. And I think that's it. That's where I wanted to lead that video. And it's probably one of the videos that's never gonna see the light of the day. At least I don't think I will be able to make a better script for it. And if I were going to, then it was probably just gonna be like more philosophic introspection, as I just did right now. But I already did right now, so no need to do it again. So what goes next is that I'm going to finish the objective that I had since the last video, that was just to finish this area, and I think that's it. That's it. At least I don't have any more comment to give, other than I was planning to publish an actually good video this week, but life and my perfectionism got in the way, so not sorry for that. And I think I'm done. I actually got the base for the castle. Now the problem is that I gotta get more uh more of this volcanic cobble, and that is a pain in the ass to get because it mines so fucking slowly. Like the whole half of the last video that I made for Hytale was just mining this stone. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to this video this time. I hope that this video was of your enjoyment. If it was of your enjoyment, please like and subscribe to the video, leave a comment, and share with your friends so every single one of them can see it. Please, I'm desperate. I'm actually not. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Peace. And hopefully next week's video can be actually a quality video and not just one of these. Thank you. This world is so pretty. This game is so pretty. Blocks. Haha, get trolled.